Are you mad about that if you're a Patriots fan?
Shouldn't you be just a little bit? Because if you're at number 2, you're in a pretty good spot, and you know what you're getting as a quarterback.
Sure.
Now, as a guy who knows the draft up and down, there's a big difference between 2 and 4, I would think.
There is, in terms of value, no question. And oftentimes, especially in a class like this one where it seems like there are 2 home run, quote unquote, types of picks at quarterback, that's a good place to be. Now, do those home runs, quote unquote, always turn out to be home runs? Of course they don't. And so I would just look at it as a fan. I know it's impossible to do this because we can track where they are in the draft week after week after week. You're better off picking your head up when the season's over and seeing where your team picks, because unless you have the trade deadline in front of you, unless there are all sorts of these roster machinations that you can try to execute to try to make your team worse from a front office level, from a game day decision-making level when it comes to who plays and who doesn't, the players are going to try to win. And Bill Belichick is going to try to win. So unless you can come up with a reasonable, sound plan for tanking, which is what, Giles, you're suggesting fans should be hoping that they're doing, they're not going to do it.
No,
it's a moot point. It's an impossible discussion to have because they're going to try to win. So unless there's some other avenue you'd like them to pursue, again, get through week 18, pick your head up, see where they're picking, and react accordingly.
That's totally fair, but I still think it's worth it to track the pick and where it's at, because watching the game unfold on Sunday night, it's
but what are you going to do?
You're going to
ask Chad Ryland to miss the kick at the end of the game?
Okay. I didn't think you needed to ask Chad Ryland to miss the kick at the end of the game. I thought you were watching it unfold. It was exciting. It was exciting to watch Bailey Zappi do that. Then they kick the game winner. You watch them win, and you're like, that was great. That also is going to hurt their draft pick quite a bit right there, because they're definitely going to move down.
It's funny because, so I wrote my column after the game, and I think the headline was like, and I wrote the headline, something like Zappi Patriots avoid a nightmare on Christmas Eve, right? And in some of the comments, it's like, this is the worst win ever. You're an idiot. I'm like, well, first of all, I don't control whether they win or lose. I just wrote about what happened. And in that game, you had to feel, and I think I put it in the article, like my cold black heart, I felt a little good for the players because I know that a lot of them have put a lot into this, and the coaches and the people behind the scenes as well. So, yes, you're like, oh, God, Caleb probably gone now. Drake May might be out of reach now. I'd be picking a tackle instead of a quarterback of the future. Okay, I get it. I'm team quarterback. I want a quarterback. But, there's nothing you can do about it. And to Phil's point, some guys might have mentally checked out a little bit, but most of the guys, they're still pulling in the same direction trying to win football games.